All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope you had at least somewhat of a fun time mingling virtually. We are going to get started. Thanks so much for joining us. And before we even dig into all of our slides, I wanted to say thank you to SF Python for letting us use their paid Zoom account so that this can be longer than 40 minutes. Daniel arranged that, so thank you, Daniel. That's really nice of you. All right, let's dive in. All right, so you are here for Techtonica. If this is the wrong thing, then you don't have to be here, but thanks for being here for Techtonica. We are on social media and we do use the hashtag Bridge the Tech Gap if you would like to share anything there. I'm Michelle Glauser, rhymes with browser, and I'm the founder and CEO of Techtonica. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm just so grateful to have you all here today. So Techtonica, our goal is to help women and non-binary adults overcome barriers into the tech industry. And I think you all probably know that already. But I wanted to start by looking back over this cohort. So we had a fantastic new technical lead, Bill, who will speak a little bit later. And we did have to suddenly shift to remote learning, which is a whole new thing because of the pandemic. And because of that pandemic, or I guess I should say first that we were at Indeed, and we're so grateful to Indeed for hosting us. And then a pandemic came along. And fortunately, everyone was able to figure out how to use Zoom. And we did check-ins every day and did pairing that way and did practice interviews that way. It was a whole new thing we've never tried before. So that was a fun challenge. And what else did I want to mention? Oh, because of the pandemic, our sponsors and placements were impacted. So it's been a hard few months for the Techtonica team, just trying to contact as many companies as possible. I don't recall the exact number off the top of my head, but I think it was 800 something companies that we went through to try and find enough placements. And that is a lot of work. So I'm proud of everyone in the cohort and on the staff and board and volunteers and mentors for making that transition to this virtual world. And so grateful to everyone who's provided their support to make this all possible. I especially want to thank Bill, Tiffany, and Talia for working so hard. We could not be successful without you. All right, so our impact, we have now passed up dispersing $335,000 in stipends to participants, which is such an amazing number. That is the way people are able to do our program. So because sponsors sponsor and because so many supporters donate, we're able to support people and they can make it through the program with those stipends. We have graduated 31, but it will soon be 41, which is very exciting. 92% of our participants identify as people of color, and the average income increase for our graduates is 3 times. So that is no small thing. That's fantastic. Looking forward, just because we were able to find support for this cohort doesn't mean we're in a great place. It's been a really hard time this year, and we will not be able to support another cohort this year. So we are hoping to be able to find the sponsors and funding that we need to support another cohort that will hopefully start in January 2021. And as some of you have heard, we have taken some measures to ensure that our runway is extended, and we're hoping that will give us enough time to find those sponsors and placements that we need in order to be able to support another cohort. Also, in preparation for that cohort, we are going through our feedback forms and strengthening those, interestingly, based off of feedback. And we are also going to be implementing regular all hands for the board, participants, and staff, just for more transparency with that next cohort. We're reviewing all of our processes and policies. We specifically, you probably or may have seen our announcement about this, but we are requiring Techtonica's white staff members to complete the Me and White Supremacy workbook. We want to be able to confront how we uphold racism and to become better anti-racist advocates. And I just want to invite any of our white supporters to do the same thing. It's important. Also, we will be updating our website. So it's not going to be a boring next 6 months as we get ready to support another cohort. We have a big challenge ahead of us, but I'm really excited to see how we can make this happen and make the program even better for the next cohort. So this has been, in summary, it has been a really challenging several months, but our participants have accomplished a lot. We're excited about what the future is going to bring. I applaud everyone who has done so much. And now I'm going to turn it over to Bill, our software engineering apprenticeship manager, to share more about the program the participants are completing.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, so my name is Bill. That's my long title right there. That's my Twitter handle. Yeah, I was a volunteer with Techtonica off and on for a long time. I think I helped write some early curriculum lessons, but as luck would have it, I was available right when they were looking for this role, and it's been great. Sort of like a facilitator of the program, going through the curriculum and basically helping this cohort learn full stack JavaScript. And so it's been an awesome experience. It was really, really challenging and something new for me. And then just when I thought I was kind of figuring it out, that was early March, and we went remote, which introduced a whole new type of challenge and stuff. So I think overall it's been, yeah, like gone really well. And I'm really proud of what this cohort has accomplished. You can go to the next one, Michelle. So I can talk a little bit about like the program and the process. So as Michelle mentioned, we want to have a cohort next year. And if you want to help make that happen, talk to Tiffany, who will be speaking later, about how your company can help make that happen. But what that'll mean is in October, we'll have our application process. And this starts with having basically free coding workshops, especially we're going to try and have more in the East Bay at this time. And those who do well with that, we invite to come back and do coding exercise and pairing, meet the board. It's a very, very involved and selective process, as you can see by this slide. And it's what we end up with is a group of strong people. Next slide. So these are the characteristics that we seek during the application process and also try to strengthen. I highlighted resilience because, as you might, as you might expect, this particular time has really, really stressed that characteristic. So I'm really glad that we had a very resilient cohort that was able to adapt to this new reality. So yes, next slide. And the apprenticeship process itself, you don't necessarily need any kind of coding experience to start with. This time, I think we did some JavaScript pre-work learning at the SF library before to get everyone up to speed. And then there was like 6 months of full-time learning. And everyone was paired with a mentor. We had a bunch of events like this one. And then I think one of the key differentiators with Techtonica is that placement process. A lot of boot camps, you finish, they're like, all right, you're ready, go off and get a job, which can be especially challenging for those who aren't the typical folks that are already in tech. And so I think that really helps the process. So our curriculum that we use, it's on GitHub. We're up to 241 contributors. Like the lessons include about 1,000 hours of learning. It's full stack web development using JavaScript. So a lot of React, a lot of Express. I wanted to do a special shout out to Alina. I don't think she's on the call, but she has been a long time volunteer maintainer of the curriculum. And it was great working with her to make it even better this cohort. So just to give you a little bit of a feel for how the program went, every day there was a new random day lead, and that person was one of the participants, and they would start off with an interesting prompt to start the day and lead us through what was on the agenda. And it really gave them a sense of like, how you run like a daily stand-up or a Scrum meeting and stuff like that. So it was pretty good. And we had a code challenge. This cohort, we put that at the beginning from the start. So they would build their way up to like doing the interview kind of questions and starting with like every day having a code challenge. So that was pretty cool too. They got assigned a random pair of the day, which kind of helped them. That was like, there were some pair assignments they had to do together. Otherwise they could just sort of collaborate on whatever the materials were. When we were in person, there was yoga facilitated by one of our participants. There was, lunch at Indeed. That was great. And then in the remote times we've relied on folks that just had a sort of impromptu Zoom sessions to kind of do study groups and that kind of thing. And just to give you an idea of the scope, I was surprised at this number, but there were over 50 reviewed deliverables that the participants did. So these could be something tiny like open a issue on the curriculum, or as much as like their entire week of their final project. But that just gives you an idea of how many like milestones they had to deliver and time manage and everything. So it's a big program and they should be really proud of what they accomplished. So a huge part of the program is the mentors. And I think most of them are on the call. They meet the participant before the program even starts. They're with them through the whole program, and then 6 months beyond into their internship. And so this is a photo of a couple of the matches, and they're really invaluable because it's a person that's in industry that can tell them like how their experience has been, help them with the inevitable doubts that occur, or like technical help, all kinds of things. So they really make the process possible, because it's not possible for someone like me to meet with everyone, all kind of stuff, right? So we're going to hear now from one of our volunteers, David. He's going to talk a little about mentoring and his experience.
Yeah, I don't have a huge amount to say about the mentoring. Just a little bit about what I've been doing is coming in when things were still at Indeed, and then later meeting folks on Zoom chats to just work with folks to try to debug a problem or what have you, and explaining concepts that maybe weren't clear in the curriculum, or giving additional background information on things, different stuff like that. And mostly I just wanted to say to the cohort, yeah, just to say to the cohort, like, I know this was a hard term, and I'm really impressed with all the hard work that you've all done, and I just want to say good work and keep it going. And yeah, I'm always around if you ever want someone to talk to about a technical problem or otherwise. So thanks.
Thank you so much, David. Yeah, I think your name came up the most when I was doing check-ins for the final project. I think you probably contributed, I don't even know how many hours of pairing to help everyone finish that. So thank you very much.
Glad they done.
And so the mentorship doesn't end with the graduation today. There's gonna be check-in calls with the cohort, and also providing, oh, sorry, this is about the Techtonica itself. Sorry about that. We're going to be providing interview prep and that kind of thing to help with the current cohort and past grads. And there's a weekly check-in call for all of them to sort of see how things are going and stuff like that. And as, of course, being part of the community with all of you on Slack and elsewhere. So, yeah.
Thanks, Bill. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Tiffany, who is our partnerships manager. Tiffany.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. I'm Techtonica's partnerships manager. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And yeah, I'll be sharing our sponsors for our graduating class. So for this cohort, our hiring sponsors are Pantheon, Appdynamics, and Freenome. Thank you all so much for your support if you all are here. Next one, Michelle. We're also really glad to have formed a partnership with an educational program for several of our graduates, which is Major League Hacking with the support from Twilio and Indeed. They have accepted some of our graduates into their 3-month open source fellowship. Yeah, and we aren't going to be moving forward with another cohort this July, or I guess today, but we will be looking for sponsors for our next cohort starting in January. So outside of the advocate level sponsors, which I just mentioned, there are other ways for companies to get involved on the supporter and ally level. So those are non-hiring partnerships. And yeah, those look like office visits or team volunteering, which has kind of shifted with this pandemic. And then the tier higher is the ally level, where we also do office visits or team volunteering with an inclusion workshop. And then of course the hiring partnership is the advocate level, where folks would then join software engineering teams at the end of their training. So yeah, I'm the person to contact about those, and this is my email.
Thanks, Tiffany. I'm going to turn it over to board member Christina now. Christina, go ahead.
Hey, hopefully everyone can hear me. Hi, everyone. On behalf of the entire board of directors of Techtonica, major congrats, and I'm super honored to be here with you all today to highlight and celebrate everyone's accomplishments from the past few months. Admittedly, I wish that this could have been under different circumstances, but sorry, can you guys hear me? The screen kind of looks frozen. Okay, there it is. Admittedly, I wish that there was different circumstances, so I could have met you all in person. I know that I've met some of you virtually, some of you in person, but for those of you who have not met me, I am a board member here at Techtonica. I also work in the B2B tech space. And just like you, I actually went back after college to a vocational program to get my certificate as a front-end developer. So I know that it's not the easiest path to take, and I definitely applaud each and every one of you for the accomplishments that you guys have worked very, very hard towards here at Techtonica. But unlike the previous graduates and cohorts, obviously, while you were going about your journey here at Techtonica, the world just changed before everyone's eyes, and you were probably expecting to buckle in for the challenge, and rightfully so. But between a major social justice movement, an election year that we have underway, all that happening with the backdrop of COVID-19, this all happened beyond everyone's control, but yet you still made it out alive. And I think that that's the most important part. So remember that as a lesson in learning, especially as you go about your careers and go out of your comfort zone in the different roles that you might have in the future. Remember how you were still able to hone in and focus even when you felt like the world was throwing the most unfavorable cards at you. So I just want to leave you with one of the best pieces of advice that one of my mentors has given me a few years ago, which I didn't believe at the time, but it eventually started to click, is that you have more power than you actually think, especially as it relates to the situation that we're currently in. Remember that you can always use your voice to make a change or advocate for something at your future company. You can also use that same voice to insist on ideas that create the same closeness, which I know that some of you have experienced here at Techtonica. And more importantly, you can use it to create a healthier and a better future for everyone else around you. And my advice as far as your career path goes, and one of the most important things to remember is just to keep evolving. So after this, you might decide to go back to school to pursue a computer science degree, or you might decide to move into a tech support role if that's what seems right in the moment because of the skills that you've learned here at Techtonica. And that's okay. Whatever it is, be open to it and don't be afraid to try something new because you never know when that can potentially open up other doors in your careers. So with that, I hope you guys are all safe. I hope you're proud of all the accomplishments within the past few months, because I believe that you should be. And I hope you're eager to get to work so that a few years from now you can take a look around you and say that you left things a little bit better than how you once found them. And then hopefully look back and remember Techtonica and the experience that you garnered here at the organization. So I will stop right there. On behalf of the board, like I said at the beginning, huge congratulations. You have so much to look forward to. And now is the fun part. You can finally put your new learned skills to the test and hopefully pay it forward in the future. So keep in touch and congratulations. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, Christina. All right, Talia, I'm going to turn it over to you. I think you'll need to share your screen.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? And congratulations to you wonderful graduates. So I don't have anything prepared, but I did try to prepare a nice memory video for y'all. And unfortunately, the software I was using is, I'm gonna just tell you a little fun story. The software that I chose to use was an app on my phone, right? So I tried to upload this video maybe 4 times, 4 times. And right up to this very last minute of Christina speaking, I'm scrambling to redo the video for y'all because I wanted, there were some apprentices that they came with some last minute memories that I just really wanted to have included in there. So, but it's not done. It's gonna be done in 84 seconds. So what we do have is the one that was before that. So I hope y'all enjoy. Y'all deserve so much more than this video. Y'all deserve the world because y'all are amazing. Y'all are resilient. Y'all have shown and embodied endurance. And man, I am inspired by y'all. I met y'all and I was the one interviewing y'all, what was that, 6 months ago? About 6, 7 months ago, interviewing y'all to come into this program, to make your transition into tech. And I can't even tell y'all how much y'all have inspired me, because the amount of hell that y'all went through to be here, to get here right now, it's amazing. I don't even have the words to really even convey how strong y'all are. Y'all are so strong, and I wish I had more than this video for y'all, but I hope that you enjoy it. All right, so I'm gonna screen share now. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Talia.
I love y'all, and I wish I had way more to give.
Thank you, Julia.
Okay, so I don't know if I can screen share, Michelle. It's saying it's
It
disabled.
looks like I have it now. Do you want me to share it?
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so look, if y'all don't mind, the other video is ready to watch, and that includes everybody, all the apprentices that brought their memories even up to the last minute. So, Michelle, if you want to, I'm just gonna send it to you via Slack, and if you want to screen share and show this, I know it's not in the slides, but I still would like to have that for y'all. All right, so thank y'all also for bearing with my impromptu-ness. So Michelle, I am sending it over to you right now. And y'all enjoy. I love y'all.
Okay, it's loading. I think we've got it. Thanks, Talia. That was great.
Thank you, Talia.
Yeah, that was so amazing and beautiful. I just really appreciate you doing that for us. Thank you.
I love y'all. And like I said, you deserve so much more than that video.
Okay, so thank you so much. We are going to start demos from each of our participants. And let's start with Audio. Audio, tell me when you want me to press play on the video.
Thanks, Michelle. Hello, folks. I'm Ariel, Ariel, but you can also call me Ari. I'm magical, but I'm not a mermaid, so don't call me Ariel. I guess this is the part where I tell you why engineering. I mean, I say this all the time, why not? I'm gonna be real. I got tired of not seeing Black and brown people. I got tired of not seeing queer and trans talent. So I decided I'm gonna bring some of that talent to tech because I'm wild talented. But most importantly, I'm also committed to creating new pathways for people who look like me and come from the hood like I do. Grow up in Compton, I learned to move from scarcity and reach for just enough. But resources are so plenty in tech. And so now I choose to call in abundance. I'm committed to becoming a software engineer because there are so many blind spots in tech that I firmly believe can only be addressed by bringing in the genius that is Black and brown talent, by bringing the genius that is queer and trans talent. I want younger generations to point and say, I can do that too. I can do anything because I can. Michelle, you can go ahead and play my demo.
All these little avatar cards represent an emotion that I think we have difficulty experiencing, navigating, or even just sustaining. And so clicking on any little avatar card takes you to a conditionally rendered page for that avatar. And on the left, you'll see a list of affirmations that is unique to that specific mood. And so we can click and play either of these, or we can also go ahead and create our own. So let's say, hooray for this interview. Hooray. Clicking either enter or hitting submit should go ahead and render this on the left. And so we're gonna go ahead and play it just to show that it works.
Hooray for this interview.
Hooray.
I have worked hard to get here. It's time to celebrate me.
Yes, little homie, true, true, true. So we can go ahead and click on any other emotion that we would like. We add affirmations, but we can delete them. So let's say, for later, ... And again, either the enter or the submit should work. And I'm gonna play before I delete it.
For later.
Goodbye. And then this little house down here takes us back home, of course. And then from there, you can go ahead and click any other one that you like. And like I said, each page is conditionally rendered for that specific mood. So I did originally want this to be a mobile app. So while building it, I made sure that it would also render properly on any mobile device, essentially. So this is what it would look like on the iPhone. And then you can still go ahead and play.
Ain't no shame in the game.
Say it. And we can still go ahead and affirmation.
Hello.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thanks, Audio. Cadence?
Hi, my name is Cadence. I'm interested to be a software engineer because I want to build my own app. I went to City College to take basic web development classes. I got hooked into it and I want to know more about it. So I joined Techtonica to strengthen my programming skills. And to be a software engineer, I grow my knowledge by watching tutorials during the program project and getting help from my mentor and volunteers. I never know I can go this far without their support. I will keep strengthening my skill because I want to contribute my passion to build feature for application and serve it into the tech industry. Here is my video.
My app called Go Connect is a social networking application. I use React Native for the front end, Firebase for the back end. User can take photo or choose a picture from the camera roll and send to different users. Here, user can see different photo movements that are sent by different users. If the user feel connected With this photo, the user can send a friend request to Junior. Once Junior accepts Henry's friend request, it will show on Junior's friend page. And they can start chatting with each other. Message will be rendered to each other's screen.
Thank you, Cadence. Gabby.
Hey y'all, I'm Gabby Moreno. I have my camera off because I'm currently driving, but I never really knew what software engineering was, but growing up I knew that I liked problem solving and would often take stuff apart and get in trouble for it. My earliest introduction to it was like Neopets and stuff, and I didn't really know that you could make a lot of money out of doing like simple lines of code and make a big app after that. Through college, I didn't really pursue computer science after a couple really bad experiences and being surrounded in a room in a lecture hall with people who didn't look like me, did not have the same experiences as me, and I kind of like gave up on it until I took an internship and learned that a lot of the tasks I was doing could be automized. And while I had some foundations with coding, I didn't really have any formal education for it. So when I discovered Techtonica and saw that they were dedicated to helping underrepresented people and folks who are interested, I took the chance and really glad I did. I met amazing people, great lifelong friends, and I feel confident to say that I'm a software engineer now. You can play the video.
Hi, my name is Gabby Moreno, and I created Paco Go. This is Paco the Shiba, and he's going to help people and kids get used to computational thinking and learn some skills that will lead them to learn how to code. So once you click play, you are led to this grid where you could see the world of Paco on the grid. Basically, there he is, there's his pizza, there's his home, which is where you need him to go. Using these direction keys, you will be able to guide him and decide which direction he should go towards in order to get home. So right now what we have is up, right, up, and we'll see what happens once we make him go with the button that says make Paco go. So he will wiggle his way through the grid to find his way home. And as we see here, he's almost there. He didn't quite make it. He needs to go one left. So we got to reset him and we got to start over. But we were really close, and all we needed to do is move over one step. So we remember that we needed him to go left, so we make him do it again. You click the Paco Go button, you try again, and you are able to get him to go home. And we got some confetti, and it's great. You were able to get him to go home. Now, not everyone will get it on the first try. It's definitely hard to think ahead sometimes, especially for little kids. So let's say that you decided to overshoot it by a little bit and you went left, down. So it will remember the steps that you had before, and you overshot it a bit. So it will also have an edit feature, so you could realize where your mistakes were made and you can start all over again, and you can actually get him to go home. Future iterations of this will have more levels, and will have more difficulty, and will have more importance to the pizza. Hi, my name is Gabby.
All right, Gloria.
Hi everyone, I'm Gloria. So a little bit about myself is that I got into tech as a QA manual tester. So I always had like an interest, so I dabbled a little bit back when I was in college, CCSF, but I never really had like the time or resources because I was like working full time as a QA and And so when Techtonica like came along, I was like, have like a great support system and just really focus on my interests. And ever since then, I really enjoyed like coding because it's so magical. You could just make anything with just a few lines of codes. So yeah, and Michelle's gonna play my final project.
Hello, welcome to my final project, ProPlan. ProPlan is a web application where you can create accessible itineraries, whether you're creating it for an event, work trip, or even a vacation. We're just gonna go on ahead and log in and sign in with Google. And we're gonna head over to My Plans, where you can see all the plans that you already made, or you can make a new plan right here. And if you made any issues with your plan, you can also edit them as well as delete them. And we're just gonna jump into a already pre-made one. You can see that I already have some activities made, and they're also color-coded so that it's easier for the users to see which activities belong to which day. We're gonna go into edit activities, and we're gonna edit Thursday because I think there's no activities. I'm just gonna add an activity right now. Okay. Let's see, 5 p.m. to 1 p.m. You can see right here that it automatically re-renders on the left. Let's just add another one. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can see right here that I made some mistakes on my second one. So we could go to edit existing and we could select that. And we could just do some correction. Maybe I will also want to extend it a little bit longer, and you can save changes. And you can see it's automatically re-rendered on the left. Now it's sleep 2 and it extends all the way to 8 p.m. They have this really cool feature called Map My Day, where you're able to see the activities on Google Maps from your first activity to your second activity, corresponding to the ones to the left. And that's my final project. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gloria. All right, Lisa.
Hey everyone, I'm Lisa. So a bit about how I got into tech. So I'm a San Francisco native, so I knew a bit about the tech scene and everything, but I didn't know anyone else who was in it. So at that time, I was like, oh, I'll stick with what I know. I'll study chemistry. But in the back of my mind, I was always curious about how software engineering worked and what that was all about. So after college, I came back to San Francisco and worked in tech for a bit and found myself gravitating towards what the engineers are doing. I felt like by then there were enough signs that was pushing me to make this transition. And yeah, when I found out about Techtonica, I decided to take that leap and make that transition into software engineering. Yeah, Michelle, you can feel free to play the video now.
Plant Task is a mobile app to track a user's plants and their tasks. A user will need to log in to access their plants and their tasks. As a new user, there are currently no plants or tasks. To add a plant, press the plus button on the top right. We'll add a name, species, and any optional notes. Once we save that, the plant will appear on the plant screen. You can click into the plant to view its details and press the pencil icon on the top right to make any edits. Once we make these edits, we can go back to the main screen. Swiping right, we'll be able to see buttons to add and view tasks for a specific plant. Swiping left gives us the option to delete a plant. Currently, there are no tasks for this plant, so we can go in and create a task. We can create a task to water the plant and set a frequency. Once that is saved, we can see that it appears both in the screen of tasks for a specific plant, as well as the main task screen, which includes all the tasks that need to be done for the day. Once all the tasks are completed, a celebration message will appear. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Lisa. Next, we have Nasreen.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Nasreen. I used to be a mechanical engineer and nanotechnologist. And moving to the Bay Area, immigration came in, and then I had to wait for 1 year to have the ability to work. And around that time, I used my time learning tech. I started with Python, and I found it interesting. And then I taught myself Java, and then backend web development using Java. And I tried my luck in finding a job, which wasn't easy as an outsider. And that was when I found Techtonica. I came to Techtonica as I would say backend web developer, and from Techtonica, I became a full stack developer. So this is the first time the apps I made had UI and a front end. So yeah, that's a huge plus. So, and I'm looking forward to grow into leadership positions in tech, because I believe that the change which I want to see in the tech, especially with women and women of color, that will only be made if there are more women of color in the leadership positions, and that's what I'm aspiring to be. Yeah, so can we please play the video? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nasreen Habibur Rahman, and this is my app, Carlog. It's an application to track the maintenance of vehicles. The architecture, Java on backend, React.js on frontend, documents stored in AWS S3. Let's get started with the app, Carlog. We can sign in with an existing user. Let's start by adding a new car. We can add the VIN number of a car from CarMax. So the data has been populated. It's a BMW. The car has been added. We can add a new record, which is maintenance data for, let's say, 4th of May. And what did we do on that day? Maybe check brake fluid level, check downtime. We have an activity now. We can upload a document, a receipt for that. Set receipt. We can view it, close it. So here we have seen what a car is. Now let's go to one of the cars and go through the record and export the entire maintenance history of that car. This is a 7-page PDF document containing the entire maintenance records, documents, pictures, etc. The user can save it, and if they want to print it, they can print as well. And that's it for the app. We can log out now. Thank you.
Thanks, Nasreen. All right, Quincy.
Hi, I'm Quincy. So nice to be graduating finally. I was a fine artist before I decided to get into tech, and that's what brought me to the Bay Area, was to network as a professional artist. And so that was my childhood dream, was, you know, to be an artist. And when I made it over here, I you know, realized that San Francisco was now a culture of tech and not artists anymore, but I didn't see that as necessarily a bad thing. And I started getting to know other software engineers, and I was introduced to coding as a fine art and a highly creative pursuit. And I saw it as like an opportunity to marry my fine art skills with my love of logic and puzzles and theory. And in this like exciting new direction, I can like animate my art now as a software engineer, and I can create software applications with artists and women and non-binary folks in mind. And it's just been like this amazing adventure that I never thought that I would be on. And if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would be a software developer, I would have thought you were insane. So, and this is my project, Recycle Monster, and the artwork in this is, yes, it's mine.
Okay. Okay. The Recycle Monster. Recycle Monster is a video game I designed as a fun way to teach people how to recycle, because I think recycling can be very intimidating and confusing, and so I wanted to make it fun and engaging. This is my drawing here, the Recycle Monster. I used to be a fine artist and still am, and I love to use my artwork in my programs that I write. This program was created using React Pixie Fiber, Node.js, and Express. So React Pixie Fiber is a very powerful rendering machine that is a hybrid framework and library that uses React as a way to interact with the DOM and Pixie code written in a components-based style to animate and program. The bins are responsive to the deposits of trash, and they reject deposits that are incorrect. As you can see, the monster is getting bigger as he eats more trash, and the score is lowered every time he does, or higher every time I make a correct deposit. The hardest part of creating this video game was actually that there was very little documentation for React Pixie Fiber. It's a kind of new framework. So it was really interesting trying to hack my way through all of the issues I ran into, and also loved the challenge of taking on something that was kind of new to the tech world. So thank you for watching.
Thanks, Quincy. Right.
Thank you.
No, sorry, I was on mute. Can you see me? I'm a little dark. Need to be in the light. So, sorry. I am Tashar Boucher, and I have a background in physics, and I got a master's of divinity, and my master's of divinity brought me to the Bay Area, where I was a chaplain at UCSF Hospital. And as you can imagine, I dealt with patients who encountered, different emotions from being in the hospital, whether it was, sadness or depression due to losing a loved one, or happiness because excitement because they've delivered their firstborn child. And so I was thinking while there, like there must be some type of technology or something for these persons to work with, which there is out there, but it was complex or complicated order to like work through. So then I, like being in the hospital, I found or I've seen that there's a finite amount of resources, but there's an infinite amount of need, whereas the tech industry has a plethora of resources. And I wanted to like make my way over there so that I can really expound upon this like heart for social services and justice that I do have. And so I chose Techtonica because I really like their mission of what they stood for, which was like educating a group of women to be able to like take the journey, become a software engineer. And, they always say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with the group. And so I would like to go very far within this industry. So I chose to go with the group. And my app is kind of bridging my background as well as with like the technology, which is Mood Lifter. And it's going to show and display it right now.
My app is called Mood Lifter, which is it creates and plays personalized playlists based off of a user's mood. It was created because I believe, like, us as human beings experience these emotions of happiness, anger, and sadness, and it takes about 20 minutes for a person to cycle through an emotion. So I wanted the user to be able to like just come to my app, click on a button, and allow the music, their emotions to flow. And as you can see, in the background, you have the colors changing because also colors is associated with moods as well. And so it's going from like that bright happiness to a somber mood as well. I use Spotify's authentication. So we're gonna log in, be redirected to log in using Spotify because you have to have a premium Spotify account in order to use my app. So I'm gonna log in with Facebook, and I use React on the front end and Express and Node.js on the back end. And while I'm making those calls to the APIs, Spotify's APIs, I'm asking the user to please wait patiently. And you can see the colors in the background are still changing and shifting. It's a personalized experience. So I like, get your username and say, click on the mood. As you can see, Tashar and B, click on your mood. And so we can say happy. And it automatically starts playing. It's going to go to the next zone. And then so I can pause. I can go back. And then I can pause again. And then I can also go to the next button. And I can go to click on a different mood. And let's say I want, let's say sad. So there's the app.
Nice, Tashara, thanks. All right, Zarina.
Hi everyone, my name is Zarina, and thank you so much for joining us today to celebrate with us. Really appreciate it. Before joining Techtonica, I got my degrees in art and business. And while pursuing my MBA degree, I became very interested in technology and started following the latest news in the tech industry in Silicon Valley. I wanted to learn to code, but didn't know where to start until I received a scholarship from Google to study mobile development for Android phones. That was my first time coding, and I really enjoyed it because I was able to apply my art and business background to build simple and interactive mobile apps. Since then, I have continued pursuing opportunities in tech by studying online, attending tech conferences, workshops, and eventually applying to Techtonica. And Michelle, if you please could play my app.
Hi, my name is Arina, and my app is called Tracker. Tracker is a web app that helps users manage, customize, and keep track of job search progress. Since COVID-19 caused a lot of people to lose their jobs, I built an app to help people in their job search. Once a user clicks on the sign up button, it'll open a user authentication page where they can sign up using social logins or email. Since I'm already signed in, it'll log me in and bring me to the next page called Board. Here, the user can start customizing and building their job board. For example, let's create some columns. Call it applied, on interview, virtual on site, because pandemic, offer, and create one more and call it rejection. Okay, great. Once those columns are created, the user can start building cards on top of those columns. For example, we can say company A, role 1, and another one, we can say company B, software engineering, internship in SR. Great. Let's say the user heard from company B and I scheduled them for a phone interview. Then the user can drag and drop the card to the right column. The user can also skip a column. Same for the other card. Also, if the user needs to create a new column, let's call it maybe, then no matter how many columns will be created, the user can easily see all of them. The user can also delete a column if there is no need, and delete a card. Once you're done, you can log out. I use React on front end and Node and Express on back end.
Thanks, Serena. All right, Jacques.
Hello. So my name is Jacques. My pronouns are she, her. And when I started this program, the obstacle of getting a job in tech felt like this giant, impossible feat in front of me. And I had such a hard time even considering tech as a viable option to begin with, because growing up, I'd been taught a lot about my limitations as a female, and I internalized a lot of it. So I just didn't think tech was for me. And once I realized it was for me and it was something I really enjoyed and I was kind of good at it, the idea that I could land a job as an engineer became the next obstacle. And that's when I joined this program. And the past half a year has been the craziest ones of my life, honestly. And I went in knowing that my life was going to change. I just had no idea how much it would. So, and between all the global events happening and all the drama, everything, we've been coding and supporting each other through it all. And it's been a challenging but very interesting experience. And by far the best part of this program has been getting to know and work with all of the apprentices. I'm so proud of the progress all of us have made. You all are so impressive. It's crazy that people can learn that much in just 6 months. I love all of you, and thank you so much for making this experience so much better, 1,000 times more fun, just great. And I've learned so much from all of you. And I also want to say thank you to the sponsor companies and the volunteers, for the staff for showing up and supporting us. I know that it's a difficult time in the world, so it just means that much more. And it really does have an impact on our day-to-day lives that you guys support us this way. Yeah, and that's it. I just want to say super excited to see what's next for everybody. And you can play the demo.
Office Place is an app that creates a virtual environment for accountability, because I found that when we started working remotely, I really missed the accountability that came with the presence of working around people who are also being productive. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. So I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in. Here are all the rooms I'm a part of, so I can enter the apprentices channel. And as you can see, Tashara and Gloria are already in here, so I'm just going to say hello and get started. So it takes a moment for the API, but once it sees that I'm online, you'll notice this turns green, which lets them know I'm online. So let's look at it from Gloria's screen. She can see that Jacques' online, and when I step out of the screen, you can't see me right now, but it turns blue. And when I'm back in, it turns green. Same for Tashara. So I'll just demonstrate that right here. Red and green. Cool. So, oh yeah, and they can chat with me too. So, and if I leave this room, say I want to go back to my rooms, they can see that I left as well. And here I'll enter the Techtonica Apprentices channel. And you can see Cadence is already online, so I'm going to pretend I'm Cadence now. So imagine you're seeing Cadence. And it'll show that her icon also turns green. And if I share from here as well, I'm also green. And let's get working. Cool. So that's essentially my app. Here I can log out. And if you check from Cadence's screen, it shows that I'm out.
All right, thanks, Jacques. Okay, so this is a very exciting part of our graduation where we get to find out where people are headed next. So I hope you have a drum roll going in your head because these are really exciting announcements for everyone. So first off, Nazreen is looking for backend roles and wants to continue on the pathway as a backend engineer. That's her dream. For Appdynamics, the person who will be going there is Lisa. Are there any Appdynamics folks on the call? I wasn't sure if any of you joined. I didn't hear anyone. Okay, Lisa, I wanted to, oh, I forgot to ask Nazreen, we'll have to go back. But Lisa, what are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about, yeah, just like working in a real like software engineering team and learning, yeah, just learning what that's like.
Great, thank you. And Nasreen, what are you the most excited about?
I'm so excited about getting that dream back in Rome. So I've been working so hard for it. Yeah, I'm learning new stack and building new apps. So that's always interesting. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Nasreen. Okay, so next, going to Pantheon, we have Tashara and Gloria. Congratulations, you two. Is anyone from Pantheon on the call?
Woo, woo, woo. Hey, go to Shire. Go, Gloria. Hey.
All right, Tashara, what are you most looking forward to?
Thanks. I'm most looking forward to like, yeah, just working with different teams and being able to like be in the, I guess, the real world coding industry and seeing how everything goes down. But it's really exciting to work from, because Pantheon has like a plethora of senior engineers. So it's really exciting to learn from such seasoned engineers.
Fantastic, thanks Tashara. Gloria, how about you? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm the same as Lisa and Tashara. I'm really excited to work in like a whole team of software engineers and really get to dive into how like a corporate company's code base is compared to, you know, I've been only seeing my own code base. So it'll be really interesting to see, and I'm really excited to just learn and meet the team.
Thanks, Gloria. All right, going to Freenome. Jog. I think we have a couple of people from Freenome on the call. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic having Jacques work with us. We're really excited. Heath had to duck out, but he is stoked. He has a month's worth of stuff ready for Jacques on day one. I think it's gonna be great, and she's starting with us on Monday, so no rest for the weary. Get right back to it.
Thanks, Ben. All right. Jacques, what are you most looking forward to?
So for me, I feel super lucky because I thought it would take a good amount of time in my career to get to a point where I get to work what I'd consider a dream job. And I know I haven't started yet, but I feel like I'm dreaming. So it's a dream job to me. And for those of you who don't know, Freenome works on biotech for early cancer detection, and early detection is the best prevention, which means that the technology they're working on will be saving lives. And just the idea that I get to do just like my simple coding and building like problem solving and building UIs can contribute to a meaningful cause is just unbelievable. I'm in absolute disbelief. I'm so excited. I'm just really, really grateful for the opportunity.
Yay. Thanks, Jacques. All right. One of our graduates found a role at Bitwise Industries, and that is Gabby. Gabby, what are you most looking forward to?
Looking forward to learning new things. Definitely looking forward to, and this sounds weird, but being out of my comfort zone. I'm excited to be part of a team, and especially excited to bring my ideas and experience to the development of a product that people will use. So really excited to really, I guess, design and have fun and be part of a team. Really excited about that.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. All right. So Major League Hacking, that's the 3-month open source educational program that Tiffany mentioned earlier. They will be taking several people from this cohort as well as past graduates, which is fantastic. But from this cohort, we have Ariel, Cadence, Quincy, and Zarina. Congratulations. Adiel, you want to start us off? What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm most looking forward to actually, staying true to my word and bringing the skills and working outside of like my actual what I'll be working in. And so right now I'm actually like chatting with my nephew and I'm like, what app do you want to build? I don't know what you want to build, but I'll learn all the stuff that I need to and I'll help you build it. And so I'm excited to do that and sort of expand it from there.
Thanks, Adiel. Cadence, how about you? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to keep contribute my passion to source online source code. So I will keep so I can keep improving my programming skill.
Great, thanks, Cadence. How about you, Quincy? Quincy, are you muted? All right. If Quincy comes back, we can go back to her. But Zarina, you want to go ahead?
Sure. I'm excited to contribute to open source projects with this program. And also tech is developing and changing so much that, I'm excited to continue learning and growing my skills.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. It's great to hear from all of you. I'm so excited for the next step in your journey. And as you can tell from the chat, everyone is really excited for you. There's a whole community of people who love you, support you, and are ready to help you through this next step. One thing that I hear a lot of past graduates say is you kind of think at the end of Techtonica's 6 months that you're good to go and that's like it, but then you get into the job and you just have different worries and you still have to work really hard. I'm sure you're all ready for that, but get ready for a different kind of journey. It is a hard but really awesome journey, and I know you're all set up for it. So congratulations to everyone. We can't hand out backpacks because we are all literally at different places, but you will be getting backpacks. They look like this. This is actually a picture of Talia when she got hers, but I'll be mailing these out this week. So I don't know how soon we'll actually have a reason to use a backpack and go somewhere, but hopefully it'll be soon so you can show off that you did Techtonica, because that is a huge, amazing accomplishment. And yeah, let's just have everyone give a round of applause, whether that's with your icon on Zoom or on your sound and doing some applause. They worked so hard. Congratulations. All right, so I also wanted to say thank you to all of the donors and mentors and volunteers and friends and family and advocates and anyone who's supported in any way. There are so many of you who make this program possible, and we are really grateful to all of you. So that is it. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight.
We did it.
Yeah. Oh,
good work, y'all.
Another thing. We have this tradition where at the end of events, we like to do a group screenshot. So let me stop sharing and I'm going to turn on the group view. And if you're comfortable being on camera, please turn on your camera. Wow, we have so many people. I think I'm going to have to do a few different shots. Okay.
You're actually like a nice brown. Tamisha, girl, you ain't on the camera. You gotta put. No, but I just want to.
Tashara. Okay, great. I'm gonna count to 3 and everyone smile at the camera. 1, 2, 3. Great, and then let me go to the next page. Everyone smile at the camera on this page. Well, I guess you don't know which page you're on, so everyone just smile. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you feel inspired and I hope you'll stick around in supporting everyone who's been a part of this. If you want to stick around and chat with each other, you're welcome to. I can even put you back into more breakout rooms.
No, Michelle, no. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, there needs to be some wine in those break rooms or something, because
Sorry, Zoom is BYOB.
Don't
drink.
Oh my gosh, is Osito live, Bill? Oh,
Live.
Osito, thanks for joining our
Very
credit.
proud of all of you.
Oh, too cute.
Look, it's cool. We can have dogs in the celebration.
Oh, there's Menina.
Juliana, what's your dog name?
Menina.
Wenina?
Yeah, it means girl in Portuguese.
Wenina, hello.
She's sleeping. She's like, yeah, whatever.
Like, I am not impressed. No beer, no wine.
Oh, okay. Oh, two lovely pets. Cute.
So I'll keep it open for another 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, look, Jennifer's like, let me bring my dog. It's a dog party.
Yeah, I became a dog mom of 3 now. So,
Aw, cute.
Hey, I didn't even see all the people back here. What's popping with the people back here? Okay, who I see? I see Elaine.
Have any?
I see Nia. What's popping, Nia? Y'all is hiding back here.
We're the audience now.
No.
Hi, y'all. Jacques, my friend said, oh, it was really great meeting you, Maisha. I don't know if you remember her.
I was raving about you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Lisa, your friend's still there. He was in the breakout room with us.
Oh, I think he like just dropped off, but yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah, I was like,
But you everyone in there, and I was like, oh, and then there's him.
I know. It felt like the room was personalized for me, because it was all like, it was like the only person that I didn't know was your friend, and I was like, oh, this is weird, like because Lyra, one of my mentors, was in there, and then like my friend, and like well, besides I can't remember if it was Heath or Ben from Freenom was in there too. So
Ben was in mine, so I think it was probably Heath. Yeah, it was totally random, Tashara. That's pretty awesome that Zoom figured that out for you.
I know. It was all personalized for me.
I put a question in the chat, and that's, do any past graduates who are on the call want to share advice for the new grads? You don't have to, but I thought that might be an interesting thing to hear.
I could share something. As I've been, maybe I should put my video up. As I've been studying data structures and algorithms again, I realized that, my propensity for going into rabbit holes indicates that my brain works in a depth first search sort of way rather than a breadth first search sort of way. So just be aware of that. How do you learn and how do you do stuff?
I love that way of describing it.
Wenina, what are you doing? Trying to steal Juliana's beer.
Maybe looking for dog treats.
All right, y'all. I love y'all. This is one heck of a party.
Love you
I gotta
too.
go feed these babies now and myself. I love y'all, and I'm so proud of y'all, man.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody.
Congrats. My advice is just like ask for feedback, constant feedback during the internship. every single week and put in a piece of paper, because as people know from the previous cohort, it's all about lists for me. So put in a list, all the feedback you got, and then like ask for a midterm internship feedback and start hustling. Like, are you guys gonna hire me? Like, 'cause otherwise they'll just forget.
I echo Juliana for like 100%. You're going to check in with your manager, your mentor, and really it's all about like having that really transparent, open, honest communication feedback loop with them. And if you think of something that you want to ask them or talk to them about, have a separate like invitation right next to their one-on-one with you. And make it only visible to you, but keep track of what you want to ask them. Keep track of your accomplishments. So at the end, or maybe 2 months before your internship ends, you have an accomplishment doc to show them. And that will help remind them of all the work that you've done, how valuable you are. And also is a good thing for you to have, because you should also know how valuable you are. I guess that's it.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the love, support, and advice. Pretty sure some of y'all are on Slack, so I'll hit y'all up if you are. I'm going to go. Have a good night. Thanks for supporting everybody.
Keep in touch. We all.
Everyone, you are so
Bye.
amazing. Congrats again. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.